Hello and welcome to part 13 of our Songs of Syx playthrough in the great city of Foremenlore. So, in the last episode we were teetering on the edge of destruction a little bit. We had started to run out of our food supplies, which we've managed to get back up to a reasonable level, as well as actually getting a nice stockpile of clothes now that we're no longer exporting them. We might change that slightly in that we probably want to keep exporting it, but we'll think about that in a little bit. Anyway, let's keep going. So the main issue that we have just now is the amount of workforce we have, which we do not have enough workforce in order to deal with our current resource usage. So, what can we do about that? Well, we've currently got this nursery that is being constructed, which we should have the fabric and the furniture for fairly shortly, or at least that's the hope. At least we're getting a little bit of a stockpile of tools up as well, so we can start to produce more for our people. Speaking of our tool usage, we potentially could use some aunts pastures as well with some tools. It will kind of lower our stockpile a little bit, but it should mean that we get much more cotton, much more meat, and we can get a lot more stuff for it. Perfect. Slavers arrived. Let's get a couple of Crotonians. We want to get more people out in the fields. Hey presto. There we go. Some more slaves. Should reduce the number of workers that we're running a deficit of. We need to get some more water pumps as well. We also need to upgrade them when we can get some more metal bars. Should potentially think about building up another metal smelter as well. I just wish we had the people for it. I mean, potentially once we get rid of these pastures here, we should have some more space around our iron mine here in order to make up some more smelting stuff. We're running out a little bit for coal as well, which is a little bit concerning. We should have all of our 16 charcoalers, indeed we do. So we'll just have to keep a little eye on our coal stockpiles. If we don't have coal, we can't make bread. If we can't make bread, that means we have to completely rely on our fish, which admittedly we are making a lot of, but we still have to worry about it a little bit. Yeah, no, we've been quite fortunate in these aquacultures. We've got a good amount of fish here, lovely people on boats. We can get a lot of stuff done with that. We're just really waiting for more people. Why are people not so happy? Let's have a little look at their access. We did take away some of their furniture. They should be a lot happier now that we have a lot of food days, but they're only getting the 1 rations each. In terms of store services, they've got good access to stalls, both markets and food. The wells, they're kind of meh about because they're not the highest quality. At least the lavatories, most people can get a lavatory and the lavatory is good quality. We just need to keep on working to get more people. Alright, that's the nursery done. So that's going to take away more people. It's going to make us massively increase the amount of fruit that we need. So we should potentially think about making another fruit farm as well. Let's actually do that just now. Let's get ourselves, we could get ourselves a fruit orchard. This could be a really nice place for it as well because it's right by the river here. In fact, we could do like a very odd shaped one that kind of uses up, not on the other bank, but we could definitely do that and we could fit a lot of trees in here. They will obviously get infected, which will be very, very annoying, but we can get a lot of trees in here if we do this. So let's just reduce it down. This should be very, very fertile land. We can get a lot of trees in. We can even get some more down here. Beautiful. There we go. Hopefully, this will take a long time for it to actually start producing, unfortunately, but when it does, we should get a lot of fruit out of this. It's going to cost us a lot of fruit to construct it, but I think that's fine. Just means less fruit for our babies. But with our very large nursery here that's working at 100% or near 100% efficiency, with a capacity for 32 children, that's a lot of children, we should be able to start rapidly increasing our human population, which will be great. We've actually got a really good stockpile of rations. The rations should hopefully be bumping up our food days as well, and they won't spoil particularly quickly, so that should help us out a lot as well. The Entolons over here, we're still clearing that out. We still need a bit of materials there. We're running a little bit lower on wood, so let's actually just fell all of these trees as well. We might as well. While people don't have much to do, we might as well do that. How are we doing over here? We've got 2 of our hunters completed. We're still just waiting for the furniture to be created for the other ones. And there we go. We've actually managed to get a whole bunch of clothing. So let's actually change this over. So we will export some of our excess clothes. We'll grab it from this warehouse and we'll do it if we have more than, say, 40%. So we're not completely just removing all the clothes from our people. I think that should be fine. People are quite enjoying the stage here, getting a good amount of services here. People are enjoying the stuff at the food stalls. Possibly want to get some eggs production or even just start importing some eggs just for a bit more food variety. But in reality, we just really need to worry about our grain stockpiles. We've got both of our grain farms here. We are actually starting to harvest out that some of that grain as well. Our charcoal continues to go down. Very, very not good. We can always expand up here. We've got two fairly large coal deposits up here, which would be a great way to make some extra money. We've got another iron bit here. We could make an entire smelting area over here between the iron and the coal. Got some gems as well that we can use. But that's something for the future when we actually have people to work. In the meantime, we'll just have to deal with it. How are we doing over here? We're still constructing this clay pit. We need furniture for that, so we're really just being bogged down our lack of furniture. This is very efficient, at least, so at least we have that. And we have the maximum number of carpenters we have. Could give them some more tools for a little bit more of efficiency. There we go. That should hopefully increase the amount of furniture we can get so we can start to build up that stockpile again. And that would be good. Otherwise, people seem to be fairly happy. How's our law doing? Our law has gone down quite a lot. People aren't quite as happy with how we're running the city, unfortunately. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Something to keep in mind for the future. Otherwise, all the pastures are fine. Everybody's fine over here. We've got this a good priority. Nothing's deteriorating. Doesn't look like there's any deterioration around here, which is good. Last thing we want is things deteriorating. Now, with this shrine, can we upgrade this just now? No, we need furniture for that. Can we upgrade this shrine? No, we need Cimetherian ore, and we need some jewellery. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. Unless we wanted to start importing some of that. How's our chamber over here? Pretty good. We do need to think about building up some more chambers for the rest of our nobles as well, but we can potentially do that at some point in the future. Looking at religion, we do have quite a lot of these banned religions. I want to try and get rid of these guys as much as possible, but we may potentially need to build some temples for the ones that we want. We should have... we don't have any universities, unfortunately. At least people are reasonably happy about their access to schools. Yeah, but it doesn't fulfill them at all, but at least we'll educate them ever so slightly so we can get some better work out of our refineries, etc. We just need more people. We need more people. We need that slaver to come back around. We need more slaves to keep us going. We could potentially get some Garthemi slaves. They at least will be a lot cheaper, but just not too sure about it. Fortunately, we can see here, like, look how much the irrigation is helping. Now that we've actually got this irrigation done properly, we can see that the access to fresh water has massively increased the fertility, should massively increase our yields for these lovely little bits here. And going forward, hopefully that will be enough to see us through the bad days of food. Our fish stockpiles are going up, which is great. We've got plenty of rations being made, which is also fantastic. We could upgrade this warehouse so we get even more stockpiles of stuff, and I don't see a reason not to. That should let us store far more things, far more of our rations, far more of our food as well. We'll need to keep importing it for the moment, but that's fine. We'll just slowly but surely stack on up with what we're building. How many prisoners we got in here in the dungeon? We got 6. People being imprisoned. They want to try their cases in court? No, that's not happening anytime soon. Speaking of that, research. We've got our upgrade for that, for this laboratory. We've got our upgrade for this laboratory. This is our school here. We probably want to get another laboratory up if we can, but we just don't have the people. And that's the main issue that we're having at the moment. Potentially we could add in some additional lavatories just to make sure people have enough places to go poo. I mean, this one here hasn't got very many services. It's also not upgraded, so let's make sure that's upgraded so people are a little bit happier with the service that they have. We could... I know we already have one here, so we don't need to worry about that for just now. We're slowly but surely adding the wood in here, so that's great. Tell our people potentially as well to go hunt these animals over here, just so we can get some extra meat, make our people a little bit happier. How are we doing with construction of these? Yep, so we have finally managed to get that done, so we've got the hunters up. We're still building that one there. Still cutting into the amount of furniture we have, but that's fine. When these farmers are done with their tasks, we should also see that they are able to keep going. Apologies about that, this was another interruption, but we managed to get through it. So, yes, as I was saying, we can still build this orchard up, and the people should be able to work from there once they've done with their planting. This should hopefully be a good amount of grain that's coming out here. These are pretty fertile fields, thanks to the irrigation. We just need to get more of this metal. We do need another smelter, but we're currently 50 workers in the hole, which isn't great. We just need more people to come in. We need more migrants coming in. What can we do to make our Dundorians a little bit happier? We could start giving them polished stone, but we are using that in order to export and to make us money. We've got a good amount of money in the bank, that is for sure. But yeah. Much as I hate to do it, I do feel like we can't upgrade these guys again because we don't have the research. We do need another laboratory. Our research is going down. Let's just start working on it. We can just build another one. We'll build it out over here, like so. Potentially need to think about getting some more longhouses as well, just to make people nice and happy. And what's the best way to do that? I think we did it up here with the houses, where we just built, the apartments. They don't hold many people, but you can fit in quite a lot of them in a little row like this. That's fine. They're going to give us a whole bunch of coal, which we're out of. I will wholeheartedly accept. These guys are great allies. It'll be a real shame when we kill them. What? No, we didn't say that in the diplomatic missive. We did accidentally build these with wooden walls, but it's fine. We can always just tear them down and replace them. We will require some more of our iron. The growth of our herb farms are showing much promise, and it should give us more bounty. That's good. We can use that for more rations, which will then improve the number of days of food that we have, improve people's overall happiness. We can actually see here that humans are finally getting their happiness high enough that we can start getting some additional workers, hopefully. Get some immigration on the go. All the while, we're still building up our small cohort of children. Potentially think about getting another Crotonian breeder, but that's maybe a job for another day. Overall, things are going pretty well. We just need to get more Crotonians, we need to get more humans. Dundorians, they can come in, they can at least do some nice work with our refineries and such. Vacant apartments, so people aren't really requiring them at the moment, but that's mostly probably because they aren't finished. So we'll just continue going on as much as we can. These at least have been built out of stone rather than wood, which is good. So let's also think about replacing these where we can. So stone building, let's convert the existing structure. There we go. Just means that we're using a little bit more of our stone, which we have a much more plentiful supply of in comparison to our wood. And we're slowly but surely getting a little bit of immigration here. We can see our number of workers that we're underneath is starting to go down just ever so slightly. We are getting a small amount of metal over here as well, which is really, really nice. There's nothing, unfortunately, we can do to make this any better unless we upgrade it, or we added in additional smelters, which we could do, but we do need more metal for that as well. I'd rather just build another smelter and use that once we have the workforce available for it. Our population is very gradually going up. You can see that we actually have 37 children currently, which is very, very nice, with a total of 549 subjects. So the town is growing quite substantially, and you can see that we're actually spreading out quite a lot. Once we have the clay pit as well, we get another source of clay. We no longer have to worry about imports for that, though we will have to use our own people in order to do that. Another dead body. Fantastic. How are the graveyards doing? Yeah, we're doing alright. We've got good availability in terms of the numbers there. That's good. And the hunter is currently working as well. We could potentially get rid of this hunter and then concentrate more on these ones over here. And speaking of which, we should probably actually build out this road. We have the stone for it. It makes people happy. We might as well do it just now. And also helps them walk a little bit. You can see here that it gives them a plus 10% to their speed, which is really, really good. Let's cancel some of these jobs as well for harvesting, just to get rid of these things here. And we should be able to build a road over that now. If not, I will look rather silly. There we go. Okay, good. Now that we've gotten those cleared out, because we should have enough of these plants here. Or at the very least, we can just import them. How are we doing over here? There's going to be another huge jump in the number of workers. We need that, and the laboratory will also cause a huge jump in what we need. But I'm hoping that with the research we can unlock better services that we can then use to make people even happier. Namely things like the potentially something like a bathhouse, which we could build just now. It does require coal, but it would make people very happy. We just need to have a way of getting water to it. Could we put this in the back of the breeder here, have it next to the fight pit, and bring up a bunch of water from there? That is a potential. That is indeed a potential to do it. It would make people happier and increase the amount of immigrants we get just from happiness, which would be very, very, very good. Otherwise, we could potentially think about adding in some additional pawns. It does make people a little bit happier, but it emits some harmony. We could emit awe, which for our humans, in terms of their environment, they prefer awe rather than harmony. It's our Crotonians that prefer the harmony. So potentially adding something like that could do. We could also add lighting, but we don't have the metal for it at the moment. At least they have good access to benches, so that's always nice. And they're quite happy with the amount of road preference they have, the building preferences they have as well. They quite like the fact that it's all made out of stone. They would prefer grand stone, but I'm not made of money. So they can get stuffed. Alright, with that, we've actually maxed out our ration, so let's add on some additional ration storage here in our warehouse, just a couple more crates. We built our initial warehouse pretty big, especially when we upgraded it, so we can store a lot of things fairly centrally. And we can see that our food stockpiles are massively, massively increasing. And that's just because they have the rations, they don't spoil very much. Very, very nice. We are now producing more food than we are consuming. We can see that even though we have pretty much no bread stockpiles, we are producing 166 bread per day, which is the most out of all of our food sources. Then that's followed by fish, then that's followed by our meat, and then when it comes to vegetables and fruit, we don't produce very much of that at all. But for our consumption rate, we've got quite a high consumption. Our children are using so much fruit. It's going to be costing us an absolute arm and a leg, but, you know, children are the future. We want to try and get people as happy as possible. Alright, that is that laboratory done. It is upgraded with level 1 upgrade, so we should be getting a good amount of knowledge from that. Potentially want to dip out as well and try and get a librarian so that we're no longer using a lot of our guys working in our laboratories to just conserve our knowledge. We have somebody specialized to do that. We do need 8,000 knowledge for that. Yeah, for the library. So it could be quite a bit in the future. We could get a university, which would also increase people's happiness, and it lets them become educated. I think getting something like a restaurant is a good idea. We don't currently have taverns unlocked because it's very hard to give people drink. It could be a way to use up some of our resources, but that is a decision to make. The main thing is we just want to make people happier if at all possible. We could get fancier roads, we could get sculpting. We haven't got anything unlocked for maintenance. I don't think we need to worry about spoilage at the moment. We could also work about something like healthcare, get a hospital, getting a physician or an asylum. Asylums specifically can be very useful given the high number of humans that we have, but we don't seem to have very many mad people, which is good. Actually quite fortunate given that we are majority humans. Let's try and keep up the environment going, so we'll get some more of this done, like so. Let's upgrade this well so people aren't complaining about crappy wells. Got a nice little bench there. Potentially could do that, get a hearth here as well so people get more access to hearths. Yeah, just something like that. That should do. Nice little bench. Maybe we'll just stone all this up. You know, we'll just put things on top of it. And that should look nice. Already through our grain supplies. It is currently autumn, so we should be getting another harvest fairly shortly. Or sorry, we'd hope. How is our warehouse over here doing? There's nothing to fetch. I mean, I can see grain on the ground, so maybe you could bring that over. That'd be nice. Still clearing out this fruit orchard. It's taking a little bit of time, but that's just because we lack odd jobbers in order to do that, unfortunately. Seems like our law enforcement is getting back up to scratch, which is good. How is our current coverage? We're lacking a little bit over here between these areas. Hopefully we're alright. We've nearly cleared out this Entelunt pasture. Still haven't worked out how to deal with this slight workforce issue that we're currently experiencing, but fingers crossed it won't be lasting very much longer. People are getting happier. We can actually see with our humans here, they're very, very loyal, fairly happy. We should be getting more and more immigrants coming in as the days progress, or certainly at least that's the hope. Let's also road up here. We just want to make this environment as good as possible for everybody living in here, as much as we can. We will probably expand out this masonry so it covers more of this bit and it comes into more of an alleyway, but for just now I'm kind of happy with how we're doing with our masonry. We're just selling off that stone, keeping up our coffers so we can import fruit and vegetables. Shouldn't be too many more years until most of our children start to mature as well, where we'll get a massive jump in our population, which will be very, very nice. Other than that, we just still need to work on stockpiling. Hopefully they'll clear this out sooner rather than later as well. That'd be very nice. We're getting a little bit of a stockpile of furniture, which is very, very nice. Our coal supplies are dwindling, but we still got a good amount of iron that we can use. And how we're doing over here, we're still importing stuff, so that's good. We can see that we're slowly but surely getting some more people, as either we get immigrants in or people start to age on up. So long as people are happy, that's fine. We could increase access to rations, but that is a very costly way to do it. We could do it with the Crotonians, actually. Could be a good way to boost up their loyalty, their happiness. If we boost this up to 2, we can see how they react. We could even start giving them clay. We do have a bit of clay. We could give them some fabric as well. They don't consume much of it, and it would be a very easy way to make them far happier. It seems that with the reduction in the number of weavers we have, we are... or sorry, tailors. Not weavers. Weavers are the ones producing the fabric. We are kind of keeping all right when it comes to our cotton access. We're not using up all of it. This will give us some good happiness here. As we can see, it's going to cut into our food supplies just a little bit. And by that I mean mostly our fruit and our vegetables, but we've got a fair enough stockpile of that, even if we are using it for our people. Unavailable livestock, insufficient workers are access, so let's make it so that they can use as many workers as they want. I think 18 is maybe a little bit high game, but we can see there's only 2 animals after all. But this should massively increase the amount of meat that we're making per day, as well as increase the number of animals, so we can start to get more animals into our various pastures. And would you look at that, we've got a massive amount of research that we can use to start upgrading things. So let's actually access fine dining. It's going to cost 750 knowledge, but I think that's worth it. We can maybe get a diner up somewhere. It's going to use coal, so we want to kind of have central. It could be nice to kind of have near this second bit where the nobles are. And I mean, if people don't have great access to it, it's better than nothing. It's going to use up some of our iron. It's going to use up some of our pottery. So it might take a little bit of time to build. Let's just make sure that we're on stone. Here we are. We could even go a bit grander and go for a grand building. This would make people far happier. We could just build like a nice little one here. We could just build a nice little one like here, and then have a couple of pillars. Might need to make it a bit more pillory. And I potentially would like that we can build a good cooking station. So this can service quite a few people, has quite a few employees. We can get another one here, and then we'll get some tables done as well. It's going to cost us a lot in terms of stone, but this is more of a long-term project than anything. Let's make sure we got enough tables. Yes, there we go. Good stuff. We could get another cooking station centered in the middle, potentially. Yep, like so. Cook on up. And we'll get some more tables. There we go. Get access on both sides. Boom. It's going to be a long-term project. We need a lot of cut stone for this. We need a little bit of wood, which we're running a little bit low on. We need some of our pottery and also our metal as well. We could start importing our metal, which I'm not sure is too bad of an idea, given that we've had a long-term struggle for it. The real question is where we're going to import it from. Could potentially build up some more import depots somewhere. Potentially kind of putting it here amongst the tailor could be a good idea, or moving our cotton import in there just so they have easy access to cotton. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's do that. So let's look at logistics. Let's get our import depot up. We can use that as cotton, then we can change the cotton over to our metal bars, because we do need to get some more of them just to speed up our industry just a little bit. We could also, I mean, I'm sitting here going, oh, we can expand this, we can expand this. We still just don't have the workers available. That's the problem. We just don't have enough plebeians to do all of our work that we want to do. Let's have a little look at our population. So we have kind of gone up a little bit. We've got some immigration coming in. Let's have a little look at our humans. Yeah, we're still getting some... there's another accident. Some people are injured. That's a shame. But yeah, we are getting, slowly but surely, we're getting some more people coming in. 51 children now. Not bad, not bad. In fact, looks like a lot of these guys are child. So, let's have a little look at you. You're 22. You're not a child at all. I thought that was going to take us to the children, but never mind. Main thing is, we're still expanding out our population. We're getting more Crotonians. We might even give access to the Nandorians for extra food rations. Give them some access to some fabric. They're not going to use very much. 172. We've got more than that in stockpile. Make them a little bit happier. Get some more of these lesser races. I say lesser races in terms of their numbers, not anything else. Obviously, while we may be a fairly human-centric faction, we definitely don't think like that. Definitely not. At least not at the moment. Maybe we would become more supremacist as time goes on and we get more access to labor. Right now we need everybody we can get. Could even start bringing in some Talapi, but Talapi and Dondorians won't very like each other very much, but they could be useful just to kind of have over in the field area. Speaking of which, so the longhouses here aren't completely filled up, but they are filled up over here. So if there's other races over here, we may need another one. No, they've got another vacant one there. So let's have a little look in terms of our homes. Yeah, we're doing okay in terms of home. Seems like most people are able to find somewhere to live, which is good. Need a couple more workers. How is our meat doing? How much are we making per day? Mostly from our hunters. Another accident. We do need to build a hospital. We do have the opium in stockpile, to be fair. And we do have the rations. Yeah, it might just be a good idea just so people have access to it. Because we're getting more and more of these accidents, and it'd be good to actually just have a way to start treating people. Okay, let's have a little look at health. We can build a hospital. Gonna need stones, gonna need tools. We'll just build this one out of stone, and we'll build it with a little... Actually, there's no point having the alleyway there because the stockade's in the way, so let's just build it up here, like so. It's a rather large hospital, that's fine. Probably doesn't need to be this large, but I kind of like the look of it. Why are you getting rid of all the walls? There we go. Thank you. Alright, let's get some beds in. It's gonna need some tools here, which we don't have a stockpile of at the moment. So we've got some patients that we can have in. We'll just do this. It's room to expand. We can get another row of beds in on either side. This is already quite expensive in terms of construction, not only in furniture, but also in stone, and then in tools as well. How are we doing with our wood? Wood's doing all right, but we're using a lot of tools to produce all this wood, and we're kind of out of our stockpile, which is a little bit of a shame. Let's start felling up some more trees where we can, just to kind of supplement that a little bit. We can fell them over here as well. Our fruit orchard has been cleared. We're just waiting for fruit to arrive so we can start to build it. That's going to require more workers as well, but that will make it so that we can actually start getting some proper fruit as long as they're properly tended. Still using up all of our grain, which is good in some ways, bad in the others. Still need more metal for this, yeah. Have we finished up this import? Indeed we have, so let's accept our cotton. And we can change this over. I think we will just have to start importing this. It's going to cost us quite a bit, but you know, let's make sure that we've got a cool 40. It means that our tool smithy can still keep working, and it means that we can construct some of these buildings that require metal, especially the restaurant. Once we get the restaurant up, that'll be good. Need some more polished stone for that, but we don't have the workers for anything. It's just a vicious cycle. We just need more workers. We could potentially give out some bribes. We don't have the money. Our loyalty is high enough, it's just our happiness. I guess it's just from the education levels. But, never mind. Even if we can just get more Crotonians, I mean, we've actually got a little bit more Crotonians, we've got some more Crotonians, we've got some more Dondorians as well. Do we just start allowing Talapian? We do just need people to come in and work. Yeah, you know what, I can take a couple of debts. Let's just get them in. We're going to be looking for some more services. We can actually get more Dondorians as well. So let's actually get up to 100. How many Crotonians can we get? 100. Yeah, maybe having 1,000 Talapi is a bit much. Let's just set to 50 for just now and see how we do. These people are not very happy, just purely because they're not having access to services. Have we given everybody 2 clothing access? Seems we have. Yep, good stuff. They're just going to need to use up some services, get a bit happier, and we should be looking at some more people coming in shortly. Let's have a little look and see if we can find who is in our population. We've just got the population of 1. So let's... Another accident has occurred. We've got to stop having accidents. So let's have a little look at our Talapi over here. Probably needs a house over here because there's lots of different races here. Yeah, probably needs a house. Let's build up some more houses over here. Like so. No, I think these are just regular houses. I think they might be. Yes, they are. Okay, yep, let's build up some houses here. We can add them in. Let's say this is a long house, but they didn't seem to match up particularly well. At least this way we can fit in more of our stranger races we can fit in our Talapis and such, because they'll be wanting their own accommodation. What can we give them in terms of access to things that they would like? We can give them wood. We're not going to give them any animals. We need the animals. Probably kind of need fabric as well, but we can give them a little bit. We do desperately need the wood as well. Maybe we should stop giving people as much wood as we are, especially if they're going to be using it for creating our charcoal, which we are slowly but surely running out of, despite that lovely gift that we'd gotten from our neighbors. But things are still okay. Our food stockpile has dwindled ever so slightly, but we have a good amount of rations available to us, so people shouldn't be too unhappy, or at least I hope not. We'll probably do with a well around here, actually, now I'm thinking about it. We don't have access to a well or a hearth here, so people are going to be a little bit angry about that. So let's actually just build... Oh, it does fit in there pretty well. It will kind of block things off. Let's just build it kind of up here, and then we'll also build a nice little well as well. Make sure those get upgraded eventually. But good. Now that we've got the hunters working, we can actually see the tilapia are actually pretty good hunters too. So having one of them working our hunter should produce us a little bit more meat. In terms of what they like to have access to, they like eggs, they like meat, they also like fruit. So both our humans and our tilapia... Oh no, humans don't like fruit, sorry, it's Crotonians I'm thinking about. Humans like meat as well though. They like bread, they like eggs. We could potentially do with some more eggs. But when it comes to our pastures for the Globdine, tilapia are really good at, amoebias are really good at, humans are actually pretty decent, but everybody else is kind of meh. So we could get some Globdines, it would get us more meat, would get us some eggs, and produce a little bit more animals as well. We might even do that as our next pasture. We have got our insolence over here, we got our onks and such. That could be a good idea. We could start at least working towards that. It's going to take us a lot in terms of our use of wood. Let's have a little look. Yep, we can see here that's going to cost us a lot in terms of wood. Actually, surprisingly, not as much as some of the other places. It's just when we get added in these huts. That's when the efficiency hit really starts. So yeah, it's going to take us a lot of wood to build that, but we can build that up. We can get some roads up as well, so we get our nice little pasture highway going. Whatever we've done here. Yeah, nice little two wide all the way around. Keep the humans happy. They are the ones that we need to keep happy the most. Our tilapia, our little immigrant here, is a little bit more happy as well. They quite like their occupation, which is good. And for them, I think we will probably indoctrinate them as well, yeah. Not that we really have any children to indoctrinate, but, you know, there we go. They, tilapia actually do like cannibalism. Nobody else likes cannibalism, so we'll maybe not do that. We had some Garthemi, we can always just use the dead bodies to make more meat. And that can be your own people, or otherwise, which can be quite useful at times. Alrighty, now what do we want to do? So we've got our pastures coming up. We're slowly but surely increasing the number of people as we get more immigrants, and hopefully we get our children starting to grow up fairly shortly as well. Maybe want to think about building some more houses here. Our apartments here are starting to build up ever so slightly, but I think we should still be okay. Over here we've got our houses being cleared out, so we should, yep, there we go. Now you're a bit happier, you have access to a house. Good stuff. And yeah, I mean, in terms of actually fitting people in, these are not quite as good, but maybe a little. It's kind of nice just to have a little bit of variety. Maybe even build some apartments here. No, not quite the same width. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Upgrade the well. Upgrade the hearth. We can't upgrade the hearth. We don't have the stone or the metal for that, so people will just have to deal. Unfortunately, let's road this up just a little bit so people are a little bit happier with how they're able to access things. There we go. Potentially get some more benches in from our decorations. When in doubt, put down a bench. Cost wood, but people like benches. Yeah, there you go. Have a nice bench, you can stare at a wall. But it might even be nicer if we cancel that job. Let's just, yeah, let's delete that job. And we'll maybe actually put the bench up and we can put like maybe like a tree in or something like that. We should make some other of our races a little bit happier. if we were to say put a bench in there, maybe put in like a nice tree. Yeah, kind of like there. People can sit there. Be nice. Give a little bit of nature in where we have just our stone roads. Build them up there. Good stuff. Yeah, we're doing all right in terms of housing, actually, now that we have built all of these houses. We've got a good amount of houses available for people to move into. Our number of workers that we need are slowly but surely going down. We are still completing our hospital. We've at least managed to complete the amount of stone and the amount of furniture we require there. But we still need tools. We're slowly but surely making tools. We could just bite the bullet and make another metalsmith. Do we just do that? Yeah, we maybe just do that. Let's actually just make our own one. So let's just make another one here. We'll build this up just here. It doesn't need to be particularly big. All we really just need is a furnace. Like so. Get 6 people in there. Maybe just another one. That's another 8. It's not too bad in terms of the workers. Just increase up the efficiency. Very nice. There we go. And we get nice little storage in here as well. Build in the door. Good stuff. Get some more of our paved roads. Pave that on up. There we go. Good stuff. Connect that up so people are walking at least on some roads rather than just on the bare dirt. And do it over here just because there's a lot of people walking around here as well. Now, we can pave up this bit over here, but we're running a little bit lower on stone than I maybe would like. Our wood stockpiles are kind of meh as well. We're running out of raw resources. We need more people. But we've managed to get up to 3 tilapis now, so that's pretty good. They can at least work in our kind of meat producing industry. Maybe we can actually make some meat. We're out of fish. Oh, it's a dark day. It's a dark day for our people where we have actually run out of fish. Not great. Not great at all. Maybe we want to think about building another hearth, but we don't really have the wood for it. We could build a well as well. They will give us some cut stone and some money. Yeah, you know what? I'll take it because we do need that cut stone in order to complete our restaurant. We also need wood, which apparently we don't have. And we do have the pottery as well, but I guess people just aren't really coming around to it yet. How are we doing over here? We need another 20 tools. We'll get there eventually. And otherwise, we're just building up our meat stockpiles with our hunters. There's a little bit of degradation here. We do need to build a janitor in that case. Unfortunate. Administration. Is it administration? Where is it again? Why can I never remember where janitor is? There it is. Alright, let's just build up a small janitor here. We can just build up a couple of workstations. Bada bing, bada boom. And we'll get our utilities in as well. There we go. Perfect. No, don't get rid of the walls, please. There we go. Put another door there. Good stuff. We can just build up our road around, so it's just covering the entirety of this. There we go. Perfect. Another nice little area for people to live. They seem to be mostly happy, which is good, although our food stalls are maybe a little bit overworked. We kind of have a little look at see who has access. We can see that we have pretty good service access all the way around here. Maybe need to think about making another food stall over here if people are specifically complaining about it. So we want to make sure that people have access to everything where we can. Having a little look at our market stalls, people are mostly happy, it seems like, with our distribution, except for over here. So if we build, say, another market stall over here, build it up the back here, or even potentially kind of build it here so it's kind of off this road. Obviously this uses up workers, which is a little bit of a shame, but hey ho, we'll deal with that. We need to build another guard post up over here as well. We do have the leather in stockpile, we just don't have the cut stone, unfortunately, but hey ho. Alright, yeah, let's build another guard post. We could build a nice, fairly big one over here just next to the arena. I think that looks pretty nice. And that should at least cover this area here before they get to this guard post over here. It's fairly central. We want to make sure this is well patrolled so we can keep our lost up to keep people nice and happy. Now, in terms of charcoal, we're again running out, which is a little bit of a shame. We can't really upgrade this charcoaler until we get more metal. So once we get the metal, we're no longer using it to not only complete the restaurant, but also the tools for the hospital. That'll be great. Work on that when we can. Got a couple of people who've gone insane, not ideal. But we also have this human nursery still working up. How is our overall population doing in terms of our humans and their age? A lot of people 2 to 5, couple people 5 to 7, a lot of people 7 to 10, and 9 people 10 or 10 to 12, which is good. We should hopefully get some more people in very shortly when those people grow up. Still fairly lacking in terms of workers, but we've got more Crotonians, we've got more Dondorians, we've got more people coming in, we've got Talapi slowly but surely coming in as well. If we can give them more access to things that would make them happier. We give them access to wood, but our wood stockpile is a little bit low, but they don't need much wood. It was only 18. So let's just give them as much wood as we can manage. They're not going to be using very much. We can give them a little bit of furniture, give them a nice bit of access to everything. Let's just give them all of the fabric as well. There's not very many of them. We want to just give them as much as we can. Let's just give them double food rations as well. Double rations, great. And that should give us a lot more migration of the Talapi people. In fact, you can just see literally this shooting up. Can we even give them a decree? Hey, we'll give you some money. Will you accept? No. We could give them the day off as well. That could be pretty good. That'd give them a massive amount of happiness. Yeah, you know what? Let's just have the day off. You should be far happier. Otherwise, we'll just continue to get some more immigration in, get some more workers in, and slowly but surely we should get our population going up, which is always good. I know I keep harping on about population, but we really do just need to have more people working in our city. More people working, the better. We've got a good amount of research as well. That could be a good idea to increase what we have. We could get things like sculpting, although we don't really have the cut stone for it at the moment. We probably don't want tourism. We could get grooming, get massage parlor as well, for all the good times people will have with that. Let's get masonry bonus is pretty cheap. We'll get that. We could get additional transports, but we don't really have the animals for it. We could get some more medicine. We get psychology, could get retirement homes, all kind of meh as it stands. We get Secrets of the Flame, that's quite expensive. What could we do? We could unlock the brewery, just so we have something to make people happier. I mean, could be a way to make some people happier, but it does obviously require a lot of people to make. So you can see here with the brewery. So you've got your... Nobody's really good at it. It will cost us some of our furniture and some of our pottery. You know what? We can make a good amount of beer with our grain. We don't have much grain stockpile. We could also make wine with our fruit. Might just be worth it just to set up a really small one, just to produce us just a little bit of stuff. Yeah, if we just say, hey, you know what? There we go. Give you a kettle. Just a small one. Get an auxiliary one in. There you go. Nice and efficient. Little storage. Just start making us a little bit of booze that we can use to be happier. And we should also definitely start stockpiling booze as well. Where's the booze? Up here. Yep, so we'll just add a crate on for both. So we can store it. People get a couple of drink rations. Should be good. Keep people happy. In terms of actual rations, we're pretty much entirely reliant on our rations for make people happy, but our number of Talapi have just absolutely skyrocketed up to 13. So we should see our hunters actually working pretty quickly now as well. They'll probably also want to move over here, so we want to build up some more longhouses because they'll want to be working as people who work on the pastures too. So we'll just add them on in, like so. How are we doing with our food stall access? People still not too happy over here, but we do have some access at the very least. Just clearing out this globulin pasture. Once we get this done, we'll get some eggs, so we'll add that into our warehouse as well. People do like eggs. We can offer them eggs in this trying time. Now, as far as the amount of fruit we need, let's just upgrade this like so. And sorry, not for the alcohol, for the eggs, so we can store some eggs over here too. Our fruit orchard is very, very close to being constructed, as is our number of workers, is going down pretty rapidly now that we're adding in more Talapi. Haven't seen anybody start a fist fight yet, which is always good, but I guess it's because they're kind of mostly segregated in terms... they've kind of naturally segregated because Talapi and the Crotonians are obviously working on the farms more, whereas the Dondorians, the humans, are more concentrated in our urban area. As a whole, I would imagine. Although we do have quite a few of our Crotonians who are weavers and actors and such. So, you know, what are you going to do? People will work how they want to work. A lot of Kryptonian wet nurses as well. Wet worses? What the hell's a wet worse? Oh well. Guess we'll never know. But as it stands, we're currently sitting at 618 population, which has gone up. I feel like it's gone up quite considerably, to be honest. And overall, people are pretty happy. We've had pretty decent population increases as we go. Yeah, we can see here we went from a total population of 625, and that was 31 days ago, to 670. So, not bad, not bad. Of that 670, 106 are actually native population. So as we're getting more people breeding, we're getting more people who are native, which also makes people happier because they like it when more people are native versus immigrants. You can see people dislike immigration, which then slows down the number of people that we can immigrate. So the more natives we can get, the better. Otherwise, it looks like the graves are done, or they're pretty good. They're not full up at all. They're just kind of sitting there. Have we managed to complete this guard post yet? Nope, we're still waiting for a little bit of cut stone. We have completed the hospital, which is good. We need fabric for that. We need opium for that. So at least we're getting some use out of that. Only takes 2 workers and should at least make people a little bit happier. If we look at their services they can use, you can see here that they are actually much happier that they get access to hospitals. Same with the Kryptonians, same with the Nandorians. Talapis are also saying, hey, at least we have access to hospital now. That's great. Now we just need to work on this restaurant, which maybe we shouldn't have built out of grand walls. Maybe we should have just built out of stone so we at least get it a bit sooner. But hey ho, we are still making our stone. Could we upgrade this masonry so that we can add in some additional people to it? I know we don't have the workers. Nah, it requires more. It requires more iron, which we just really don't have currently. We do have 25 actually. I tell a lie. So because of that, you know what? Let's get this upgraded. Boom. There we go. Okay, that's 2 workers saved immediately. Good stuff. And here we have with our orchard, which is apparently taking 13 workers. I'm not sure if we need that many. Workload is low. Let's just get 8 for now. We'll see how they do. They're going to have to work to get these trees planted. It's not going to produce any fruit anytime soon, but when it does get to working, it will produce fruit until it gets any kind of tree infestation, at which point it will stop. And as always, as I've mentioned a couple of times before, that will happen as soon as it's ready to start harvesting. It's just the way of the game. It's just what happens. You've just got to expect it more than anything. An accident has happened. Okay, over at the pasture. It's not great, but fortunately we do actually have a hospital now, so people will come over here in order to get some treatment. Which is good. That means we're not actually losing people. Or we should hopefully not lose people. Or certainly as many people. Can't complain. You know, people are going to be a little bit unhappy about the fact that there's been wrongful deaths, but, you know, what are you going to do? Here we go. Our brewer is done. There's no available coal, so we do need to actually get some more coal workers or charcoal. Or can we just expand this out ever so slightly? Let's see. So if we expand this out over these walls here, like so, we can put in a wall here to keep it nice and done. So that currently isn't costing us any metal. We could just very quickly put in a kiln, like so. Make sure we've got the doors there. And it costs us 12. The production does go down a little bit. That's 14. That's all we need. That's more steel than we have. But we can just import it. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, here, storage. Storage was deleted when we expanded the room, so we will put that down there. Good stuff. Yes, 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 fine. Alright. Charcoaler construction ongoing. Using up all of the metal that we have. We could even potentially... No, we don't have any metal stored up in that restaurant at all. Maybe a little bit bad idea in hindsight, but hopefully we can import some of that metal. Worst comes to worst, we can always just build a mine up here as well. Just to start mining that, so we're not relying so much on our wood stockpile. But now that the charcoal's no longer working, we can see how much wood we have available. How quickly we're making it. Probably helped as well from the fact that most of our workforce has gone off working in the charcoaler to work elsewhere. Alright, give us our metal. Give us our metal, please. Anytime today, we'd like to import metal. Especially because we need it. How are we doing in terms of the Workload amount seems to be pretty good. Fertility's all right here, mostly because it's kind of like centered around these rivers. Maybe even put another irrigation ditch over through here, which could be very helpful, just to keep the fertility up. It's this bit over here that's kind of in the edge here. If we can get the fertility up there, that'd be great. Maybe we could even just build up the water over there. If we just build a little canal. We have the stone, build it up over there. Hopefully we'll irrigate this bit a little bit more. Also help this grain farmer out a little bit because the fertility here isn't particularly high. Just whether or not the water will actually reach here from our pumps. We'll just have to see. It's looking pretty good, actually. Yeah, you can see this massive increase in fertility now that we're getting that done. And we'll just have to work away. That's still not going to produce anything for a long, long time. But we should hopefully get it soon. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we managed to get enough imports that our charcoalers managed to get enough iron, which should mean that we get enough charcoal to start properly working out all of our buildings. But this will take a lot of workers. We'll actually put this all the way up to max, 22. So it looked like our workforce was getting sorted, and then we had to bring back the charcoalers. So they'll collect all the wood that we need, and they'll start to make charcoal. We can use that to make that into drinks. We can use that to make more of our iron here. How's our smelter over here? He's doing fine. It's not upgraded, but we should hopefully start seeing a bit more of a surplus there. And over here, we're making about 126 coal per day, which should hopefully be enough to keep everything going, but that's obviously not completely true in terms of absolutes. They're not 100% efficient. But certainly with that extra little bit, we should hopefully see our charcoal start to go up ever so slightly. Probably a good idea actually getting these tilapies. Probably should have got them sooner because it means it frees up more of our guys to actually start working in these other areas. Like tilapia are they're just very good in terms of being pasturers. They're very good at working the fields. If we can free up like our humans from having to herd, that's always good. Because it means that they can start working other more useful jobs, such as being in the laboratories, or being in the school, or eventually when we get universities, being in the universities as well. Let's just add in some more houses here. We've got plenty of houses available, but we just want to make sure that all of our races have it. Oh, and would you look at that? With the introduction of the charcoaler, we're slowly but surely starting to get some more metal. Now, whether or not that's because we're importing it remains to be seen. But the fact that we've at least got a small stockpile is very, very good for us. We could upgrade this as well once we get a little bit more of our iron in. How's our science doing? We're currently almost at 3k. So maybe once we get kind of our workforce more sorted than it currently is, that'll do a little bit better. As it stands, our food is okay. Our growth of our fruit farms show much promise this year. Good, good. We need that fruit for all of our human babies. Speaking of which, how are you guys doing? You're doing alright. You're still just sleeping. You're all still just children. Not bad. 42 kids. If we can get 42 kids, that pretty much deals with our workforce requirement. Out of our Crotonians, we have 9. Let's just bump up the amount of automatic migrants that we will allow for all of these races up to 150. Might be a while before they actually come in. For some reason, the tilapia are not particularly happy. Is it because they're access to services? Probably. They do quite like fighting pits as well, it must be said, so they're probably just a little bit upset that they're not getting good access to that. Alright, Mr. Masonry, now that we have some metal, let us add in some more people. So, add you in over here. Good stuff. We can get a nice little auxiliary workbench over here. Still 100. Boom. There we go. We've got the furniture for that. We've got the metal for that. Build it up. We can get more people in. Sure, we're not then using all of our workforce, but hey, we can deal with that. Okay, and I think with that, what we will do is we will probably end this episode here, because I think this is a good stopping off point where we've managed to increase our population quite considerably this episode and build up some rather nice amenities between our hospital and our restaurant. Just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've been enjoying these Songs of Syx episodes. If you'd like to become one of our nobles, leave a comment down below and we'll sub you in, and that'll be absolutely fine. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, obviously leave that in the comments. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a member on YouTube for early access to videos as soon as they're uploaded. Or if you'd rather, you can become a member of the Patreon, who gets the same benefits, just at different tiers if you don't like to use YouTube Community. Or if you just like what we do, you can also use my Coffee link down below. But the most important thing you do is continue to watch. thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.